peeps? It's your girl Dosh coming back to your girl takes. Well, it's that time again, guys. It's movie news time, and it's been a little bit of time that's passed since I've done one of these, just a couple of weeks. I want to say maybe 3 weeks at the most. Take a little break, enjoying, of course, 4th of July. A couple of things happened for the last couple of weekends with some family and friends. You know, every now and then, as they say, you need your me time. But now it's time to get back to it. There's been a lot going on. A couple things that are popping up of some new things that are coming out, some things where we're getting some sequels, and a couple things on my radar that I didn't know that were in the works, but I'm looking forward to watching. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump into it. Now, the first thing, always at the start, honestly, now, since I'm not doing regular movie attendance, so with the things happening out here, of course, in regards to the pandemic, COVID, a lot's been going on with it, and I'm hearing little whispers that it's a possibility movie theaters might be staying closed going into 2021. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not surprised by that. I'm not bummed out by that because of where we are present day in regards to the situation with the pandemic. Let's just be real. A couple weeks ago, I was telling you all about how some of the theaters, like, you know, Regal, AMC, whichever, are considering opening up. Was it mid-July, maybe the end of July, and that they were going to be making some exceptions to certain things that we normally would do when we come inside. Of course, you know, dealing with the concession stand. Of course, you know, the kids wanting to play the video games and all that. Those things are being, you know, kind of, you know, hindered. Of course, no video games, concession stand. Basically, you ordering your food prior to you showing up. You get there, so it's not these long lines of people waiting to be serviced to get their, you know, hot food or whatever. Of course, constantly cleaning, you know, the restrooms and everything. Make sure everything still stays clean. It's very sanitary, whatever. My whole point was the fact that I was wondering about the seating aspect, okay, and then hearing how if we're doing reserved seating, in between you getting a seat, there's a seat that's empty, whatever. Of course, you want to keep some sort of distance in there, you know. And that being the main thing for me, I can't speak for everyone else. Now, knowing that they're considering this is not to say that some theaters are going to go with this, but I feel like a lot of them will, because honestly, if these particular movie companies are not going to put their movie out, they don't want to lose the money they've invested in these actual movies. Some of these movies probably put at least somewhere over $200+ million in there. They're trying to recoup their investment. They're not going to honestly do that. There's some movies, like say for instance animation films, that did come out through on demand, live streaming, you know, and did okay. Some movies through, you know, say for instance WP, Warner Brothers, things of that nature, they're not going to do that. Now, I will say this, it will be interesting if some stuff is still planning. I know I'm going to be discussing moving forward into this instance, going into some movies that are now looking like they have been pulled and still waiting on dates. But the whole thing with this is they do needing to do, because in the end, the whole point of when the pandemic really kind of, you know, started to really become visible in regards to these type of aspects with certain businesses was back in March. And I remember the last movie I saw was around, was in February, when I went and saw The Invisible Man. So that was the last movie I saw actually in the theater. I will say a lot of the films that were going to come out, some of them that they were still going to try to see if they come out, came out on demand, whatever. A couple of them, like matter of fact, the other night I watched the movie The Rental. That would have hopefully came out in the theaters, and I would have enjoyed watching it at the theaters. But you know, sometimes I don't mind some movies coming out actually physically, you know, so I can watch it at home, in your comfort of your own home, whatever, you know, worry about it, bathroom pause, snack pause, you know, it's all good. But some of them you really want that, you want the full experience, and you don't want to take away from it. Certain movies I know on everybody's anticipated list who want to see them in the theater. You know, me, case in point, I'm ready for Wonder Woman 1984. I'm like beyond ready for that. I'm beyond ready for, say for instance, No Time to Die. I'm looking forward to seeing the movie Dune. I'm looking forward to seeing Coming to America 2. That's just to name a few. There's so many that I want to see this year, but some of them have been, of course, moved to next year. So with that said, let me go ahead and just get into some of these movies that have been kind of halted or are being moved. First one that I'm hearing again, but this one now we don't have a date, so it's tentative until we find out, is now Tenet. Now, first Tenet was supposed to come out, what was it, July 17th, then it was moved to the end of July, then it got moved to August, about mid-August, and now it's been kind of yanked. And again, like I said, that particular movie company, they want to recoup as much money from that, because I know they kept stating with Tenet, Christopher Nolan's movie, for them to break even, I've been hearing the number has got to be at least 800 million. I already know they're going to probably make that and surpass that. That damn trailer, I mean, really, everyone, it's going to do good, but like you said, it has to come out at the right time for them to really feel like they're going to make it. And at the rate that we're going with the increase in cases, and of course, as you see the numbers of deaths that keep seemingly skyrocketing, we're not going to be going to any theaters anytime soon. They probably don't want to take the chance, and I don't blame them. I know a lot of individuals who are movie lovers like myself are frustrated with that, and I understand. But in the end, this is about keeping you safe and keeping everyone around you safe. It is what it is. I have many things I can watch. They are putting things, of course, on demand, so that is my second option. I mean, you have your live streaming, companies who are putting out stuff. We have lots of content things to watch. We will have to wait till next year. There's movies that came out, I want to say a year or 2 years ago, where I had to wait over a year before it came out. Again, patience is a virtue. We will be fine. I vented to my friends who all love movies like me. I get it out of my system and I just move on, because in the end of the day, it's not going to do anything. We still have to follow the procedures of the rules that they're setting forth for us in regards to movie theaters, when movies are going to come out. So you just kind of go with the punches. You're going to be all right. So I'm kind of bummed. I'm right now waiting to see what Tenet's going to say about the date. I feel like most likely they might move it to next year just to be on the safe side. And I'm at the point where, just go ahead and do that. I mean, if that's just for you to make sure, then fine. It's not going to be the end of the world. It is what it is. Again, it's just, oh my goodness. I tell you, this whole year with movies is just like, it really is a bust about a lot of stuff, because a lot of us really had so many intentions of watching stuff. I will say this, I'm gonna get into it after I do the rest of the release or whatever, because I'm gonna give you a good chuckle with that. So, but next one, Monster Hunter. This is one I've talked about off and on here and there. Of course, starring, Mila Jovovich, one of my faves, Tony Jaa, Ron Perlman. We have Megan Good, T.I., just to name a few. Of course, it's based off the video games. I'm really looking forward to seeing this. The whole point, once I knew that Mila and Tony were a part of it, I was already sold. So it's just like, I didn't play that particular video game. I knew of it, but I feel like it's in capable hands with the people. Plus, Mila Jovovich, the director is Paul W.S. Anderson, her husband. They work good as a team, so I already know we're going to get our action. It's going to be like that. I'm looking forward to it. So the date they had was at first September 4th of this year. It's now been April 23rd, 2021, so we'll be seeing this next year. So that gives them a little time. We have not got any teaser or anything for that, so it's probably a good thing that we didn't, because that means that they're going to probably wait closer to the end of the year, probably in January, we'll probably first get to see something for it. So, and they must have known they were going to change it, because we would have been getting something maybe by June, mid-June, or at the end of June for an actual trailer anyway. So I didn't hear anything for it, so that means that they'd already made the decision to change the date. That's why they never show anything. So that was smart. Just go ahead, don't show nothing, whatever, just save it. And I'm looking forward to seeing that trailer and the epicness of Tony Jaa doing something, because I'm so a fan of him. Another one that's being considered to possibly move right now, still staying firm with the date, but it's looking like No Time to Die might possibly move. Right now, it's still listed as November 20th, 2020. I really would like to see it this year around the holidays. I'm really hoping things, kind of work out. I don't foresee them doing anything on demand with this one. They're going to want their money. They want to make as much money from this movie as possible. Secondly, I really want to enjoy this in the theater. This is Daniel Craig's last, final Bond movie, his hurrah to us, giving us, his epicness in the movies franchise. I'm just like, please don't. I'm really hoping that they don't put it on demand. I'm willing, again, to wait. And that cast, the director, the trailer was just, oh my goodness, just perfection. I'm just ready to see it. Plus, I mean, poor thing, he got, injured on set. I remember seeing a little bit of the video of him, wishing everybody well after they wrapped the movie, whatever. And I think he was a little drunk. It was really cute. But yes, Daniel Craig can do no wrong with my eyes, whatever. He definitely does other movies, but definitely will be always synonymous with James Bond, because he did bring it. And one of my favorites from him, honestly, is Skyfall. Just, oh my God. So yes, I'm hoping they just either decide to just move it, or hopefully by the end of September, going to October, they might make a decision if they're going to be opening up. But like they stated, and we keep seeing, they got to get this baby under control, because there's no way anybody, I can't speak for anyone, let me just rephrase that. I'm not going nowhere if I don't feel it's going to be safe, whichever, and it's just, I'm going to keep my tail home. The movies can wait till next year. Again, and as much as I love it as a movie buff, it ain't that deep. I want to live, so I'm going to just follow and hinder, and I'll keep close eyes on that. So, but yes, that one. Another one, and a friend of mine online, we were discussing this in messaging in regards to this particular movie and its franchise, and this has to do with Avatar. I'm just like, okay, the dates got pushed back an extra year for each of the actual sequels, and it's going to be very interesting with that one. I know with James Cameron, he's all about his technology, so I'm not surprised that he would rather play it safe. You know, I know this kind of messed with production for them as well. So let me just note the dates for these. Okay, Avatar 2 now will be December 16, 2022. Not next year. Then we have Avatar 3, which will be now December 20th, 2024. Then we have Avatar 4, which will be December 18th, 2026. And then Avatar 5 will be 2028. And that's December as well. All of them will be in December. Now, the thing that was happening before, if y'all were not aware, was the fact that between Avatar and Star Wars, they were going to be trying to make sure they weren't always in competition by having one year, one of them was doing a movie and then the other one's doing another one. So it's not, you know, messing with either the franchise. And I feel like this, you know, a lot of people are probably trying to decide if they went up toe to toe like a month apart and they came out the same year, whatever and all that. A movie person, if they're a lover of both, they're going to go see it. I like both. I'm going to go see them. I probably have to figure out which one to see first, and then maybe that same day I might do a double feature, or maybe the next day I would have went out and gone and see the other one, whatever. You know, if you're a true fan of films or whatever, and you like both, whatever, this, it wouldn't have, I would have been unfazed by this, you know. But when it's about competition for whatever movie company, whatever, we want to see who's going to outshine the other, who's going to be outranked, and that's really what that's all about, whatever, all in regards to the competition. You know, movie person, whatever, I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about seeing a good damn movie, whatever. But needless to say, it's going to be very interesting since it's got pulled back, so now we have to wait 2 whole damn years now. And I was really here for next year because I really was looking forward to seeing something for Comic-Con next year if everything was back to normal a little bit, where people could start going, and then we can start seeing some of these trailers, whatever, and it'll just start, you know, popping up that weekend of, you know, San Diego Comic-Con. But now we have to wait another year. By then, hopefully will kind of get back to some sort of normalcy where we'll be able to go and venture out, whichever. But it's just looking really hazy with how things are going to be going, and I don't really feel like, you know, going to movies will be the same ever, honestly, again. But just coming to terms with how to go about doing this where everyone can feel comfortable in there, you know, being that it's a person go by themselves or a family of people going to see a movie, you know, of course, you know, parent, you know, with child. But it's just going to be really interesting with that. But my whole thing with that is just going to be, I really hope that we can figure this out and then we can all go back to the theaters. I know, talking to people who I follow in movie groups or whatever, and just us just discussing these type of things, whichever, and some people are kind of like, yo, I just really want to see something in the theaters again, whichever, and I, you know, understandable, but, you know, it is what it is. Now, another one I want to discuss is Conjuring 3. Now, this one I haven't talked about in a while. Hadn't heard anything, just figuring it was going to come out like it was supposed to come out, but it looks like it's been moved as well. The original date was September the 11th. I was really looking forward to this one. This one's been moved now to June 4th, supposedly June 4th, 2021. Now, I'm hyped and excited for this one, of course. You know, some of the original cast coming back, love. Also, the fact that James Wan, this will be the first one he was not actually directing. He will only be producing this one, but Michael Chavez, who did The Curse of La Llorona, will actually be directing. I actually enjoyed that film, so I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, what we are in store for the third, you know, installment of this particular movie. Of course, it based off of the other stuff in regards to Annabelle, The Nun, whichever. I just love all of that. I'm going to get a box set of all of those together. It's just, and then probably one day I might watch all of them in order, just to kind of like really, especially after Conjuring 3 comes out. I think I'm going to probably do that eventually once all of them are out, get them all together and like do a full day of just watching it from beginning end. That's how my horror set up. I would literally sit there and watch them. The only one that would probably just bum me out to have to watch would be the original first Annabelle, because that thing was so freaking boring. But whatever. Stay true to watching it through, whichever. So binge, as they say. So, but yes, this I think is the last one. Yes, out of all those that I know as of right now, I know all I can say is, again, I'm just gonna be patient. All these are, most of them are gonna be moved. One of them, like I said, is kind of, you know, immediate, you know, date will be probably, you know, put out for us to know what's going on with the movie Tenet. But I'm just looking forward to seeing all these things, and I just hope that I do get to enjoy them in the theater. Again, like I said, it's just not the same when you watch it at home. You know, you really want to experience it, and plus other people in the crowd, you all get hyped. It just makes it even more exciting, you know, getting that first, you know, hearing somebody's, feelings or whatever at that moment in an intense scene, whatever. So I always just kind of enjoy those aspects of going to the movies as well, of enjoying it for myself, is hearing others, really get all involved and encompassed into the movie. But yeah, other than that, let's move on. Now, one I'm actually looking forward to as well, and I know the hype is really real for this. We've already discussed this off and on for the last, really since 2017 going to 2018. This has to do with the Justice League. I'm looking forward to that teaser trailer. It looks like they're going to be releasing that teaser trailer during the DC Fandom virtual event. And I'm excited because I know Zack Snyder can't wait to give us what we have been waiting so patiently, even though we have vented about it, ranted about it, then some on social media, but it's so close, you all. We have less than a month. They stated the date of it, since it falls, it's going to be August 22nd. So again, less than a month out. Of course, I'm not going to probably be doing the virtual part, but I will be eyeballing social media. Once I see something, probably first on Twitter, somebody talking about it, I'm going to try not to read anything. Once they say it's out, I'm going to head on there, throw that reaction out there, and just, get that baby up, because I'm going to be really hyped to see it. The tiny little teaser we got with Wonder Woman, aka Diana, aka our girl Gal Gadot, that was just enough. Damn near salivating watching that, because I can only imagine we're going to see the real vision that Snyder wanted to put forth before Joss Whedon came in, and it kind of looked like it went a totally different way and shifted whichever. And a lot's been said about him as of lately. There's a lot going on that was probably going on behind the scenes, and some people are just kind of speaking their truth about certain things, and hey, it is what it is. I'm just like this, let them do them. I'm ready to see what Zack Snyder is about to do for us, so we can be happy and we'll get what we want. Now, we know this is coming out on HBO Max next year. Still don't have a tentative actual month of when this is going to drop. Hopefully after they do this virtual, they might give us a little bit of inkling if it's going to be, springtime or maybe going into summer. At least, broaden it down, when we expect to see it, even if you can't give us the exact month, but at least tell us it's going to be in the spring of next year or whatever. But after that trailer, we need something, because if any more breadcrumbs after that teaser, especially if the teaser is really epic, if it's more than a minute and a half, whatever, we're going to need more. And I think I'm seeing that they're claiming that we're going to get a little flash of Superman in the black suit too, so I'm here for it. I love the whole entire cast. For what we got in the movie that came out, whatever, I love their banter as they all work together, whatever. Of course, common goal to get the, the villain. So I really want to see, like I said, Zack Snyder's actual, vision for what he really wanted to get before he had to step away to deal with a personal matter, and then, take it from there. But I just feel like it's going to be flooded on social media. Just a lot of people having something to say. It's going to be a lot of reactions that day once it comes out, once they, put it online on YouTube. So, but I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm excited. Let it begin. Now, this is where I'm going to start talking about stuff that's all encompasses dealing with anything involving Netflix. And quite a little bit I have to discuss. A couple of new stuff that's going to be working with some cast members that I'm excited about, and there's some stuff that's coming back where we're getting a sequel that I was not expecting, and some people probably like, really? But hey, it is what it is. When I know about it, I like to share. The first one I want to discuss has to do with Bird Box. Now, let me tell you, Bird Box, when it first came out, I didn't watch it right away. The amount of different things that people were posting about it, the memes I was seeing, I was just like, what in the actual hell? I'm like, okay, let me just go ahead and watch this. I enjoyed it, of course. It's really interesting. Some people like, why did they do this? They should have did this, whatever. And it's just basically a lot of people ranting about, say for instance, if you were watching some sort of horror and people doing certain things they shouldn't be doing, or certain characters doing dumb bleep. I'll just put it like that, try not to cuss. And it is what it is. This whole instance about this particular novel and the overall basis of what's happening, with this particular character, where this particular supernatural entity, whatever, and all that, takes on a liking. If you see it, whatever, and it makes you deal with your worst fears to the point where you commit suicide, you take your own life. And with this one particular character played by Sandra Bullock, you deal with a situation where it shows where it does time lapse, where of course it shows, what happened in the past, and then it shows present day with her trying to get the two children to safety, whatever, where she's been give instructions where to go, where it's a safe haven for them so she didn't get killed. Of course, you see a group of people at the beginning with her involved, and you meet all these different characters. One of them I love, of course, Sarah Paulson, what's his name, Trey Vontae Rhodes, John Malkovich, just to name a few, you know, and then seeing what they're going through. And then you get some other characters which I'm not more familiar with, which were good, you know, one in particular where he comes into the house and, you know, wreaks havoc. Oh my gosh, the scene of him grabbing the woman's eyes and forcing her to look. Just, you know, certain scenes like that when you watch movies, it's like, oh my God, I want them to die, just die, you know, just, oh my gosh. And I was here for it. You know, some certain scenes with certain characters, you were sad to see them go, you know, the character Tom, just, oh my God, I was just so mad because I really wanted him to live, you know, so they could be together. Just, my heart was just hurting. So with this one, they're saying, you know, we're in development for Bird Box 2. I'm excited, kind of looking forward to seeing this. I'm like, okay, you know, it did very well. I mean, the amount of people chat or whatever and all that, that can be said is a good thing as well. So if the thought of them doing a second one, now granted, there's a novel for the second one, which is titled Mallory. So hence, I'm assuming we're going to see prolong, of course, what happened to her and the kids. I'm assuming they'll probably be, of course, a little bit older. I don't know how far in the year, but I will read a little bit of what they're stating from the sequel for the novel. It says it takes place 12 years after the events of the original, making Mallory's kids teenagers. So it says, then there's the tease, where it says someone very dear to her, someone she believed was dead, may be alive. Ooh, I love that. Then also it says, also a bigger revelation within and one as regards to the monster itself. Like I'm telling you about the evil supernatural entity, whatever, suggesting that they've changed into something even more frightening. Now, when they're talking about the tease of somebody she cared about a lot or someone she thought was dead, I can only think of two people I really feel like, you know, probably have some sort of effect on her would be the character Jessica, which was played by Sarah, you know, Sarah Paulson. At the beginning, you remember the part where she was driving whatever and she was losing control of the vehicle. Other than that, I would prefer it to be Tom, but we know what happened with that. I don't know how we didn't see him actually, well, no, we did see the scene of him with the gun. I'm trying to remember which way it was pointed, and then we heard the shot, so I just don't know. She could be the only one where the car did flip over, whatever, and all that. She could have been unconscious or whatever because she did get out the car thinking she was dead. You never know. So that would be interesting if it's her, because I'm trying to think whoever else, and there's no one else, whatever. Those two she was close to, you know, the most when it came to her feelings of, you know, I just, you know, being, you know, caring for, in love, whichever you want to call it. So I'm looking forward to how this is going to turn out. I'm looking forward to seeing or getting the thumbs up, knowing that Sandra is, of course, coming back, whatever. It doesn't really truly state that, but I'm hoping that is true. That would be nice because we don't need no new face in that aspect of it. They might age the kids. That is fine. They are teenagers. It's all good. Also, we're going to see, of course, some new characters, and I want to see how this monster evolves. That would be very interesting. Is it going to start evolving where it gets into certain people, whatever, and all that, you know, causing them to, you know, not kill themselves and, you know, going to the further point where they keep infecting, if they touch you, whatever. Just, my mind's going so many different places, but that's just my honest opinion about that. But that will be good. I like the fact that they're going to try to find a way to evolve them. That makes it even more interesting, and that will be good to kind of, you know, push the story along, whatever, because they're like, what else can we do? We know what happens, whichever. You already know somebody's going to think that or even type that in the damn trailer. So, you know, please don't be like that, whatever, because it's like I told you, it's all they're doing. Just, you know, some people just can't help themselves. They got to be negative. So, but yes, I'm here for this. I'm going to keep tabs on that one. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that one. And of course, I'll probably watch the first one again prior to that one, just like in order or whatever, so I can get ready to see what we're in store for with this. But yeah, Netflix, they see the potential from the first one moving to the second one. Now this one, I'm definitely excited and hyped to see this one, whichever, because I did see this one at the movies. This has to do with Atomic Blonde. They're considering doing a second one, and it's going to be through Netflix. The first one, of course, was in the theater. I'm hyped for this one. I heard it's in the beginning stages of, you know, a script being written. Charlize Theron is on board. She's here for it. She spoke with, I think, I want to say either the head of Netflix, whichever, and they had a little discussion. And let me kind of note what it said. He noted it as she was like, he was really interested in it, you know, in regards to, you know, possibly doing a secondary one. We talked to him about it extensively, and we're in the process of writing it now. In regards to what direction the sequel may be headed in, Theron says that character was set up in a way where she didn't really reveal much of herself. So I feel there's a lot of potential there. There's that bar is pretty high, but we're excited about it. And that is true. If you've seen the movie, which came out in 2017, you definitely didn't know a lot about her. Of course, at the beginning, you see where she has a picture or whatever. You see her bruise up. She's in the bath, whatever, and all that kind of, you know, healing her wounds, whatever, trying to deal with the pain, whatever, soaking the pain away. And you see a scene when she's burning stuff about a guy who has basically been, you know, killed. He was running away, whatever, and they had an assassin out there trying to kill. So they're trying to clean up some mess with certain people who are agents or whichever. And you definitely see he was a lover. So that lets you know there's a lot of layers to her, of her personal life. Maybe certain cases we could see somebody who might come back, you know, who might have been affiliated with somebody she might have killed from a case, whatever, undercover. That's a possibility. Like I said, there's so many ways they definitely truly could go with her character, but I feel like they could pull from something from her past, from a past case. That would be interesting. I love the characters, like when John Goodman was in it, James McAvoy in it, hilarious. The potential's there. I will say this, that movie was so good. Again, the casting, the storyline I liked. I also enjoyed the long shot scene she did with Daniel Bernhardt. That scene alone is one of my favorites because she said she really got into the way they taught her with the fight scene, where she wanted to make it as realistic as possible, and all the amount of bruising she got from doing the film. I remember watching some of the behind the scenes, you know, footage online, and she brought it, and it was really good. And he's been in a lot of stuff. I really like him. When I see, he has a signature face I cannot forget. So when I see him, I was like, oh, okay. Well, there you go. There he is again. Like, you know, he's been in so many things. And he, of course, he does a lot of stunts, definitely martial arts, whichever. So he's very, you know, his face is very recognizable to me now. So, you know, of course, being in a couple of the John Wick movies, whichever. He's done a lot of different TV shows as well. So I did love that part. And then, of course, the music. So I'm here to see, I really want to see what era they're going to put her in for the next one, since you can clearly see it was the 80s. I want to see if they're going to move it to the 90s, whatever, and all, what kind of music they're going to use, again, because it added to the certain scenes as well. I remember when they did the song Father Figure. I could go on, but yes, needless to say, I'm really looking forward to this. I'm hyped. I want to see the next installment, to see her character. I want to see who's going to probably be the love interest in this one as well. That will be nice. And just what we're looking in store for. I mean, with Charlize Theron, she already did something else with Netflix, whichever, and I love that she came to them prior because she has a good working relationship with them now. She did the movie The Old Guard. Of course, her playing Furiosa for, you know, Mad Max Fury Road, whatever. She's been doing a lot of action lately, so I'm here for it. I've been following her really. She's been around since the mid-90s. The first movie that really introduced me to her, where I really paid attention, was when she did the movie with Keanu Reeves, The Devil's Advocate. Ever since that, I've been following her work. So when she puts out work, I'm always intrigued, and I'm never disappointed. I don't think that she has really that many movies where I can say, like, yeah, you know. Generally, she's one of those ones where she puts out a good amount of work, and I'm always, you know, inclined to, you know, sit there and watch. So I'm looking forward to this one. I'm going to keep my eyes on this one. Like I stated, when I know more, you will know more. So moving on from that. Another Netflix one I'm looking forward to, and I like this collaboration. This will be, of course, another Netflix, and this is going to be based off of the novel, The Gray Man. This will be directed by the Russo brothers, and it's going to be starring Chris Evans and Ryan Gosling. Totally here for that. They've never worked together. That's right. So this will be something new where they both are working together. I always try to see which actors have worked with each other in other movies before. Well, this will be the first time those two have never worked together. And they're two powerhouses that I really enjoy. I love me some Ryan Gosling. He's doing some good stuff. Already looking forward to something else he's going to be in, which I'll be talking about at the end of this actual video. But I'm excited because, of course, the Russo brothers coming off of just the epicness, of course, of Endgame. They also did the movie with Chadwick Boseman, 21 Bridges, was a great movie. And they have another movie they finished and wrapped up that's supposed to be coming out later, I think this year, but don't know if it's going to come out. It might be moved to next year. A movie with Tom Holland titled Cherry. I'm excited for this one. Let me go ahead and note what the premises gives a little bit of a thought of what the movie synopsis is about. It says Ryan Gosling's character, he plays the lead role, Court Gentry, which is an assassin and a former CI operative. And Chris Evans will be playing Lloyd Hansen, who worked with Gentry at the CIA. It doesn't give too much, but it says the story will see Hansen hunt down by Gentry in a globe-trotting adventure, which has the source material to launch possibly a new franchise. Totally here for that. Because if they do a good job in this one, that means it sets up where the guys know that they see themselves coming back doing multiple, meaning not 2, maybe 3 of these movies in regards to however this novel is going to present it. I am here for that, and being that they're doing it through Netflix, they already know that they're going to end up doing it through them for the next installment and maybe another one after that. So this looks really interesting, and I love when they do it like that with the action. It's always something where they're an agent or something, so you can already see the fight scenes are going to be good. We already know how Chris Evans rolls. You know, come on now, Captain America. So we already know we're going to get the good fight sequences with him. I want to see Ryan Gosling do a little bit more. He's done a couple of things here and there, but nothing caliber on the point of how Chris Evans has done with all his maneuvering with his fight sequences in previous movies. Of course, definitely being Captain America, being the helm, whichever. I mean, the epicness of him and Winter Soldier. That's just, you know, that's my favorite. I can't say it enough. But I'm looking forward to this one, and I'm looking forward to seeing that trailer when it comes out. They're claiming production is supposed to be tentatively starting January of 2021. So, and when I say that, that makes me think that this is the one they're going to do first, and then that means that Ryan has something he's going to be working on after that. And like I stated, I'll be discussing that at the end of the video. That's my last form of information I'm going to bring up. But this one, again, excited, hyped, ready. Let's get it going. This one, I'm really looking forward to this one because it brings back two people that I really enjoy their work, and I've been enjoying their work for almost damn near 30 years. And I'm talking about a movie that's going to be starring actually Julia Roberts and Denzel Washington, and this is titled Leave the World Behind. This is based off of the novel. I'm just really looking forward to seeing this film already because of those two. Ever since I saw them in Pelican Brief back in, was it 93? I've been for it, just been totally here for them. Their chemistry in the movie was so good. They were great in that movie. I was just here for it. I think I watched it a couple months ago. It was on TV randomly on something, one of the cable channels, and I hadn't watched it in like a good maybe 2 or 3 years. And as soon as I passed, I did the restart, and I just watched it from beginning to end because that's one of those ones where I really will watch from beginning. I don't want to come in the middle, whichever, because I love everything about that film. But yes, this one I'm excited for. So let me kind of just, you know, note that when Netflix was trying to get this, they were in a bidding war with Apple, and who else were they in a bidding war with? Apple and like MGM, and they won out. And let's just say that the person who's going to be a part of this, his name is Sam Esmail. He actually, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's the creator of the show Mr. Robot. Got to get caught up on that. Needless to say, he also worked with Julia Roberts on the show Homecoming. So right there, a good connection. He was looking at the plot of the novel to work on to be his next feature film. She was interest piqued, read the book, sent the book to Denzel. Now they're both on board. All three of them will be producing this film. So right there, cha-ching. So this is what it says in regards to the synopsis. So with this one, it says it follows a husband and wife as they head out to a remote corner of Long Island expecting a vacation with their teenage son and daughter. It says when the owners of the rental return in a panic one night after they say a sudden blackout has swept through the city, the couples aren't sure what to believe. With the TV, internet, no cell service, the two families are forced into a tense living situation. Themes dealing, of course, dealing with class, race, parenthood, all of it's going to be tackled. That's going to be very interesting. You're in a close setting, things are happening, whichever, they're supposed to believe what you're saying, so you kind of go along with it. And with that said, you're in this space where you all can't go anywhere, things are happening outside, you're afraid to go out, and you basically have to just deal with each other's, you know, feelings, whichever, personalities. You're in close quarters, and that can open up a lot to be discussed, a lot that can be said. People kind of carrying on, seeing the way you carry yourself. They might not like certain things or end up speaking up, and that's kind of when things can have a ripple effect. So that's going to be very interesting, and I want to see how that's going to turn out because I want to know who the other family is going to be when they show back up. So definitely looks like Julia Roberts and Denzel might be one couple, and I want to see who the other couple is going to be. It's going to be very interesting. I'm really looking forward to seeing how that's going to all turn out, but I like the way this is sounding. That title alone, yeah, that's it, right? Leaving the world behind, and now you're only dealing with each other. So yes, I'm going to keep tabs on this one. This is, of course, in the beginning stages. They're in the midst of getting, writing up the script. So it's going to be interesting how they probably start production maybe sometime next year. If all else fails and they're able to get back to certain production from a lot of the movie companies, so they, especially for TV and movies. So again, like when I know more, you all know more, and I'm definitely going to keep my eyes on this one because I would love to see them in this. And I love how she sent the book to him, like, this would be perfect for us to work on this. It's been years, whatever. I found the perfect thing for us to get back to working together again. So I love that. I just love that. So that's it with the Netflix stuff. So let's move on. Now this one, I'm just waiting to see how this is going to turn out. This has to do with Black Adam. I'm excited for this one because, of course, I am a fan of Dwayne Johnson. This has been something he's been attached to, I think, for a good damn decade. And we're finally getting some traction for like the last year or so, ever since, you know, some other stuff has come out. So it's just like, okay, finally. Now there's somebody who's being added to the cast. His name is Noah, I want to say Centineo. I can hope I'm saying it correctly. My apologies if I'm not. He has been added, and he's going to be playing the character. What is his character's name? It's Adam Smasher. Now, this particular character I'm not familiar with, so I have to get a little bit well versed. I will say this: I was kind of taken aback because I will say that I was expecting him to be possibly in the movie Masters of the Universe, but I don't know if they're still in the midst of doing that or if that's been put on hold. So knowing he's coming on board with another, you know, just another movie altogether, you know, and a character in regards to, you know, this type of stuff in regards to DC. Okay, it is what it is. I will say this. I'm interested to see him in this character. Like I said, he's dealing with animation stuff in regards, like I said, with the He-Man, whatever. Now I'm moving to this one. This one might be more his style. This might be the one that might be the better one for him to be with, because I wasn't sure how I felt about this. I'm still old school. I love the one that Dolph Lundgren did. Let me just be real. So moving from that. Now with this one, I know they're stating they're going to be dealing in regards with the Justice Society of America, so JSA. Also knowing that with Black Adam and his character, they end up, you know, forming some sort of a brother-like bond or whichever, and certain things happen where they decide to leave the JSA, whatever, and kind of go out and venture out and do their own thing. That's going to be very interesting. I want to see how that, you know, falls into that, especially with the fact that we're going to get an origin story, because I know that's one of the things they were discussing. We're going to see more of an origin with that, and eventually it's going to phase into the part of it where Black Adam is going to be dealing with Shazam down the road. I know Shazam's gonna have another movie, then we're going to get Black Adam, and then they're gonna do a movie where they're gonna be together, whatever. We're gonna see what's gonna be the showdown, what's gonna happen, and I'm here for that epicness. Now, I'm curious. I saw a little bit of what Adam, you know, Smasher looks like, and his abilities is he can get super strength, and he also can grow. I'm really looking forward to seeing how that's going to play out in the Black Adam film. I know that he's considered anti-villain type of, you know, anti-hero, excuse me. I'm really looking forward to learning more about him. Again, like I said, not well versed in his particular character. So, like I stated, I'm on a learning curve. So, don't hold it against me in the comment section. It's all good. As it gets closer to when they do production, when the teaser comes out, I'll know a little bit more. So, when I see the actual trailer, I'll understand what's happening. But that looks like a character that may be very interesting, and it'll probably make him blow up a little bit more. I know he's been doing a lot of stuff that's mostly through Netflix. I know he has a third installment for, what is it, To All the Boys, P.S. I Love You, and I think what's supposed to be coming out, and I think he's going to be working on the third installment for that, so I know he's been kind of busy with that. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to just seeing who else is going to be cast as well. Like I said, because at least we know they're moving a lot of the stuff along now. Now we know we're getting other casting besides knowing that Dwayne Johnson's the one who's definitely on board. So that actually makes me happy, because at first all I was just discussing was him. Where is he going to fall in line with what's going to happen with Shazam? Where is he fit into all this? How is he going to tie in? Is he going to make a, you know, a cameo in his movie, and then we'll see his origin story to understand his, you know, whole situation. So yeah, I'm just happy we're definitely getting origin, because I'm like that. I like the origin story first and then move it along, whatever, like they did with Shazam. So again, I'm happy for this one. This one's supposed to be slated for a December 22nd, 2021. So let's hope that doesn't get moved and they have enough time to do the movie, but it makes me think they might not have enough time. I don't know if he's working on it. He could be working on that, getting ready to work on it. I mean, the way that The Rock is always posting his videos of him working out, I can't tell. I mean, he's always going to make sure he's working on the best shape possible, but he hasn't said anything about this particular character, so I don't know. So I'm just going to keep tabs on that, and we'll see. But again, like I said, when I know more, you will know more. So moving from that, now this one, I'm really interested in this one because of the casting on this and the overall story. So this one has to do with another, and my apologies guys, this is another Netflix film, whichever. I forgot this particular one titled. This is off of a novel by a gentleman named Donald Ray Pollock, and it's titled, what is it? The Devil All the Time. Now this one, I'm hearing nice little stuff about this one because, of course, I stated the cast, and I'm about to read the names off. This one, it said it follows the lives of several civilians in southern Ohio in the 1960s, including a husband and wife who are serial killers. It says also a troubled preacher and a war veteran. Now, that right there, in regards to the book adaptation, sounds very meaty, really good, but that casting helped it. Now, let me go through the names. Okay, I'm just going to go down. We have Henry Melling. He was in The Old Guard. Enjoyed him in that. Riley Keough, Tom Holland, Bill Skarsgård. We have Robert Pattinson, Sebastian Stan, Jason Clarke, Haley Bennett. We have Mia Wasikowska. Hope I said her last name right. That thing's a mouthful. I had to really work on that. That alone, and there's still other people, but that right there is enough for me because I have watched quite a few movies from all of these individuals and I like the work they put out. So I feel like we're in for a treat with this one. They did say the production is finished on the film, so it's just a matter of when it's coming out. I would like it to come out this year. It's on Netflix. Hello, I hope. If not, then maybe early next year will be nice. But again, the synopsis of the actual film sounds really good. I'm here for it. I'm really looking forward to seeing a trailer. I'm hoping we'll get a trailer sometime this fall. That would be great. But yes, this one, yes. And they're claiming, I'm hearing possibly September. So for a release date, so we'll see. But nothing really set in stone, whichever they're saying possibly. So I'm hoping if that's the case, we should be getting a trailer like now. So I haven't seen anything. As much as I try to stay on trailer reactions, I ain't seen one yet. So let's see if not next week, going to the first week in August, something comes out, because it could be something where if it's slated for September, is later in the end of September. So that means it's still enough time for it to come out at least a good month before Netflix, so they can get enough people who will tune in and watch. And with that cast, there's a lot of people who are fans of a lot of these people on this list, so that will definitely help for people to be excited to go and watch the movie, excuse me, on Netflix. So yes, with that said, that one, moving on. Now this one right here, I'm intrigued about this one because I saw the actual picture pop up. I'm gonna go ahead and put it up, and it's starring John David Washington and Zendaya. And I was just like, okay, is this for maybe some sort of, ad for, fashion or whatever, because I know she's into fashion as well as being a great actress. And I didn't know how to take it, but then they said, okay, this is in regards to a film that was actually filmed during, of course, pandemic. They had to follow all the tight guidelines or rules, whatever, and all that. And they got the go ahead from the movie production company to go ahead and film this film. This film was filmed between, what was it? They said June 17th to July 2nd, so less than 2 weeks, and they knocked that baby out. My goodness. Now, the director on this is Sam Levinson, and he actually works with Zendaya on the show Euphoria. So, right there, Bond already. So, I'm assuming he came across this and decided he wanted her to come on board to do this. Now, this is based off the movie that's going to be titled Malcolm and Mallory, excuse me. Script, plot, under wraps, don't know anything about it. They will not give any information about it as of right now. I really wish we could know more. That picture is so nicely, it gives off so much of a tease that it's just like, okay, I need more. I need more, but I'm liking what I'm seeing in the photo. I want to feel like they are a couple, or could they be somebody who just met and she came back to his place. What's about to happen? Is this going to open up a new relationship? It can be a lot of ups and downs. Just all these things can go through your mind, because I've seen so many different type of films where they bring somebody together, and it's like that, they see each other and they become infatuated with each other, and it's all of a sudden this, drawn out, love, hate, whatever, back and forth, intensity in a relationship, whatever, it gets, hot and heavy. You can tell I watch a lot of movies, but yes, that's what I'm getting from that. So needless to say, I'm going to keep tabs on this bad boy. I'm really wanting to know a lot about the plot. I'm looking forward to seeing some sort of trailer for when they think they're going to drop this baby. I have nothing else. This is all I got. That is enough, but again, that's enough to keep me intrigued to want to know more. So yes, I'm here for it. I like the chemistry I get off of the photo, just looking at their chemistry in this picture. And I will say this, I feel like I know he's in his 30s, she's in her 20s. So it's just like, it's just oozing chemistry, and I'm here for it. So again, look forward to more information on this. I will definitely keep tabs on this one. So yes, moving on from that. Now this is the last one I want to discuss, and this had to do when I was talking earlier on about Chris Evans and Ryan Gosling being in the particular movie called The Gray Man. I'm really looking forward to Ryan Gosling in another film. Now this is a film I talked about a couple weeks ago. I want to say almost a month ago. I'm excited. It has to do with the Wolfman. Now with this, the fact that I said that is because the production is claiming to be beginning in January 2021 for the movie with Chris Evans. So that means this is getting pushed back after that, possibly, and that's fine. I know he's still good because he's basically already attached to the film. I will say this, I'm excited because someone else is being attached, and I've already probably put the picture up there, and the director is going to be Leigh Whannell. I am so happy that he is going to be the director. I'm a fan of him anyway, ever since Saw, but now that he's kind of branching out and he's behind the camera a little bit more, and we get to see him do his thing. Of course, with Upgrade, that was just phenomenal. That's being put into a TV series. Hello, happy about that. Also, the fact that he did an excellent job when he did the movie The Invisible Man. I love that film. That was done so well because the way we all thought it was going to go, and I say it all the time, when they did the Mummy movie, which came out 2017 with Tom Cruise, and then it just torpedoed the wrong way, and then they decided we're not doing this big budget thing. And not to take away from Tom Cruise, don't get me wrong, whatever, he's done many things, whatever, he's good, whatever, but the way that was all done, and it made it all about him, whatever, it's like, can we get back to the main storyline, the Mummy? And it was just like, it's like they just looked past the Mummy like, no, okay, where's Tom? And I was just like, no, we want to see what you all are doing with the monster universe. And the fact that they decided to just pull back, then I got worried, but then of course they decided, you know, let's go another way. Let's go more of a smaller budget so we have more creative control to make sure we do something the right way with the storylines for all these particular, you know, creatures. And it's just like these characters. And I'm just like, finally somebody saw the vision of what's best for the characters so we can see, you know, how they're going to do this. And the way The Invisible Man was done, the storyline, whatever, I didn't want it to be like the original. Please, when people are like, oh, it shouldn't be like the original. No. So the way they did this one worked out good because it did very well at the theater. I saw it twice at the theater. When they put it on demand, I rented it for me and a family member to watch. Came out on DVD. My cousin was dying to watch it. Let her borrow it. My mother borrowed it. Everybody's watched it. I've watched it again recently. I loved it. Elizabeth Moss did an excellent job. So I was happy that it did very well. Needless to say, to know that we're getting now another character, the Wolfman. Ryan Gosling, of course, you know, pitched, you know, his ideas, whichever. They kind of liked it, whichever. But, of course, they're going to tweak the script a little bit. He wants, of course, it to be in similar to, of course, to the original Wolfman from 1941. Not the one with Benicio del Toro and Anthony Hopkins, but definitely with the one in 1941. But then, of course, make it more present day. Similar, like I said, with The Invisible Man. You see clearly what they did. Even though the overall storyline from the original one is nothing like that. But that's still fine. That worked good for The Invisible Man. This one, they're going to try to definitely have more, like I said, similarities in the original storyline with that. But like I said, definitely up to current, present day with the overall look and feel. And I'm here for it. I will say this again, I'm getting hyped for it, but then I'm getting a little nerves in my tummy because as I said, you all saw me, I said it last time. I'm going to have to get over it because hopefully when this does come out, we'll be back in the theaters and I'm really going to go see this in the theaters. And I don't do horror movies at the theaters at all. I would prefer to watch them in my house. Those still are the type of films out of all the stuff I watch, and I'm an avid horror story, I don't like to watch them in the theaters. It's mostly because of the transformation part. I just cannot really come to make myself watch it, but we're going to power through. I'm going to power through. I'm not going with anybody to see this movie because if I invite a friend to go with me and they try to scare me, I swear to God, I might end up smacking somebody and I might lose a friend. Don't do that during that scene. I'm not here for it. I'm being honest. Somebody will get hurt. And they'll see a side of Josh they don't want to see, and they'll be surprised they saw that side at all. But I'm just being honest. But yes, I do want to see this in the theaters. That trailer, when I do the trailer, I feel like some people are going to be laughing at me like, no, she's not. She's cutting up. Why is her eyes getting big? It is going to be like that. I'm just going to just set y'all up now. So when you all go back and watch this, like, yep, she said in her movie news, she said it and she did it. I really am. But yes, I'm here for it. I'm excited. Leigh Whannell's on. He's the director. Ryan's a part of it. Now that we know he's going to be doing it this way, I'm curious to see who else will now come on board to be as part of the cast. I'm looking forward to seeing who else will be in this, and I'm really hoping they pick somebody, you know, really good in regards. I'm assuming it could be a love interest or whatever. And of course, maybe a sidekick or a friend or whichever. But yes, I'm here for it. I'm hyped. I'm really hyped to see this film. So with that said, you guys, that is it. Ooh, that was a mouthful. But yes, anything I discuss, you guys, comment below. I'm loving to hear anything you all have to say. You already know I like to go back and forth and banter with you all in the comment section. So but with that said, hope you enjoyed the movie news. I'll see you guys on the next one. You guys take care.